Previously, we discussed the lengthiest constitution, a salient feature of the Indian Constitution. In this video, we will discuss the blend of flexibility and rigidity of our Indian Constitution. The Indian Constitution, drafted carefully by a committee led by Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, stands tall as the world's longest written constitution. This document, meticulously crafted in 1949, serves as the bedrock of India's vibrant democracy. One of its most distinctive features is the unique blend of rigidity and flexibility embedded in its amendment process. In this video, we will look into this very characteristic, exploring how Indian Constitution manages to be both enduring and adaptable. Amending the Indian Constitution is a deliberate and well-defined process. It necessitates a special majority vote in both houses of Parliament, 2/3 of the members present and voting. Additionally, for crucial provisions, ratification by half of the state legislatures is mandatory. This requirement, particularly for features like federalism and fundamental rights, adds another layer of difficulty, demanding a majority of the total membership of each house of Parliament. The concept of basic structure doctrine, established by the landmark Keshavanand Bharati case in 1973, further strengthens the Constitution's rigid core. This doctrine essentially postulates that amendments cannot fundamentally alter the essential framework of the Constitution, safeguarding its core principles like federalism, secularism, and democracy. Let's see some examples of rigid features. The basic structure. As mentioned earlier, the core principles of the Constitution cannot be fundamentally changed through amendments. Federal structure. The clear division of powers between the Union, that is the central government, and the states is a cornerstone of Indian federalism and enjoys a degree of rigidity. Fundamental rights. The fundamental rights enshrined in Part 3 of the Constitution, guaranteeing basic liberties to citizens, are shielded by the special majority requirement for amendments. Let's see the flexible features. The Indian Constitution is not entirely inflexible. Certain provisions can be amended by a special majority of Parliament, meaning half of the members present and voting. This allows for adjustments to accommodate evolving needs. Let's see the examples of flexible features. Provisions related to the administration of the Union and states. These encompass aspects like the number of seats in the Parliament, which can be adjusted based on population changes. Directive principles of state policy. These are non-justiciable guidelines for the state outlining its socio-economic goals. They can be amended by a special majority to reflect changing priorities. This unique blend of rigidity and flexibility serves a vital purpose. The rigid features ensure stability and protect the core principles of the Constitution. The basic structure doctrine prevents fundamental alterations, safeguarding the framework of Indian democracy. Additionally, the requirement for special majorities for crucial amendments discourages frivolous changes. On the other hand, the flexible features allow the Constitution to adapt to evolving social, economic, and political realities. For example, amendments like the introduction of reservations for backward classes in education and government jobs reflect the evolving understanding of social justice. This adaptability ensures the Constitution remains relevant and responsive to the needs of the times. It strikes a crucial balance between continuity and change, enabling the document to serve as a living framework for a dynamic nation. While beneficial, the blend of rigidity and flexibility is not without its challenges. The difficulty in amending rigid provisions can create roadblocks. For example, debates regarding judicial reforms often hit a wall due to the complexities of amending relevant provisions. This can hinder progress and make the Constitution less responsive to new challenges. On the other hand, frequent amendments to flexible provisions might lead to the instability and undermine the sanctity of the Constitution. A constant flux of changes, particularly for non-essential aspects, might erode public trust in the document's enduring principles. Finding the right balance between these two extremes is crucial for maintaining the Constitution's effectiveness. Let's see the specific procedures for amending rigid and flexible provisions. Rigid provisions. Amending provisions related to federalism and fundamental rights requires a special majority vote in both houses of Parliament, that is 2/3 of the members present and voting, followed by ratification by half of the state legislatures. Flexible provisions. Provisions related to the administration or procedures of the Union or state can be amended by a simple majority vote in both houses of the Parliament, that is half of the members present and voting. Relevant examples of amendments made to the Constitution and their impact. 73rd and 74th Amendments 1992. These amendments strengthened Panchayat Raj institutions, that is local self-governance, by granting them constitutional status and financial devolution. This significantly increased their power and autonomy at the grassroots levels. 86th Amendment 2000. This amendment introduced reservations for other backward classes in central government jobs and educational institutions. This aimed to address social inequalities and promote inclusive development. Contemporary debates regarding the need for further amendments and the challenges involved. Judicial reforms. Discussions regarding judicial reforms, such as improving judicial appointments and expanding access to justice, often get entangled in the complexities of amending relevant provisions. The rigid nature of these amendments can create a hurdle in implementing much needed changes. Federalism and balance of power. The balance of power between the Union and the states is a constant discussion. Some argue for a greater devolution of powers to the states, while others advocate for a stronger central government. This debate highlights the ongoing need to interpret and potentially amend the Constitution to address contemporary concerns around federalism. Connection between the concept of rigidity and flexibility to the concept of federalism and the balance of power between the Union and the states. The concept of rigidity and flexibility is intricately linked to federalism. The rigid features of the Constitution safeguard the federal structure by ensuring a clear division of powers between the Union and the states. However, some argue that certain rigid provisions might hinder the centre's ability to respond to national emergencies or implement centrally planned schemes effectively. Conversely, excessive flexibility in amending provisions related to federalism could lead to an overreach by the centre, upsetting the power balance. Striking a balance between rigidity and flexibility is crucial for maintaining a healthy federal structure. To conclude, the Indian Constitution's amendment process, with its blend of rigidity and flexibility, plays a vital role in ensuring its enduring relevance. The rigid features protect the Constitution's core principles and framework, while the flexible features allow for adaptation to changing circumstances. This delicate balance fosters both stability and progress. However, challenges remain, such as the difficulty in amending rigid provisions and the potential for misuse of flexible amendments. Finding the right equilibrium is the key to ensuring the Constitution continues to serve as a robust and adaptable framework for India's vibrant democracy.